Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tucker and Crowley Report, part of News Now and the Belmont Journal. I'm joined by Franklin Tucker, editor of the Belmontonian, and I'm Mike Crowley. So, Franklin, what's in the news this week?
Well, leading off the news is the decision on the Belmont Hill School parking project.
So, are the Foxes happy or sad?
The Foxes are going to have to leave the property because on a very narrow 3-2 vote, the design and site plan review was approved by the planning board. That will allow the 140 parking spaces and the 7,000 square foot facility building and some other smaller changes, such as the parking along Marsh Street and the one in front of the school to take place. So it's been a contentious few months. I will say that it could have been even more contentious if we didn't have virtual meetings. If we would have had in-public meetings, I think we would have seen a lot. I think you would have heard a lot more and had more people express things in the public forum that they could only do by sending emails to the planning board and to the select board.
There was no public comment at meetings?
There were public comments, but it's difficult to get a number to just show the type of passion that you have and saying, and a lot of questions that they had about whether the planning board had the right to do certain aspects of this design and site plan review.
All right.
So what this means is we don't really know when the project will get underway or if there will be legal challenges brought by the people who were against the project. And contend that the planning board didn't have the rights to do it. But even then,
so barring legal challenges, the project pretty much is going forward, is it not?
That's right. I mean, it has the approval from the town, so it can move forward. But then again, like I said, there could be a legal challenge, but it's going to be hard to do. The immediate abutters now approve the plan, and Matt Lowry, who was the chairman of the planning board, said that even at the beginning of this process, those same close abutters, their attorney told them that they would lose if the planning board gave them the rights simply because there wasn't anything controversial about it.
All right. So we'll see what happens.
Like always.
All right. So next up, water and sewer rates in Belmont have been historically high, but they haven't increased for a number of years. What's the prospect of that continuing?
Very low.
Okay.
Like you said, water rates have been static for the past 5 years and sewer rates for 6 years. And a lot of that had to do with, in the past, we had the second highest among our peer communities of water and sewer rates. So what the town decided to do was try to keep it at a level or not an increase, not to increase those rates by using retained earnings. And okay. That's a good thing to do, as long as you don't have certain things. If the economy stays basically where it was, that's changed. David Fox of the consulting group Raftelis said that we're now in an age of inflation, aging infrastructure, and reduced consumption. Actually, people are using less water, so it means less money coming in. So now there's going to have to that past policy is just inadequate to meet the costs. So Belmont's not alone in this boat, as Mr. Fox said. And in fact, there's one community that's going to see a 35% increase. So do we have a sense? Do we have a sense of what we'll be seeing here in Belmont in terms of increases? Yes, Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox said that we do have some advantages. We do have a plan for to improve the infrastructure, basically replacing old pipes. Mm-hmm. And water is cheap, so it's pretty price elastic. So you can pretty much increase it the way you want. But what this means to the consumer, for the average one person, one family home, you're looking at an increase of about $27, $28 a year.
Yeah. Oh, a year.
It's that a year. This is not going to be a big change.
And
For the average two-person, it's going to be $76. For the average business, it's about $1,300.
but why so high for businesses?
That's what that's what in terms of what Fox had said. He that's how you want to do it. You don't want to squeeze the smaller customer. You basically want to give them the smallest increase because they're the greatest amount. You don't want to cause pain and suffering basically to residential. And they're who shouldn't be expecting a big increase.
So how soon are we going to see these increases going into
This could
effect?
happen very quickly. I know that they have to do it before the next fiscal year. But there will be a public meeting hosted by the select board in which the public can talk about the plan and what the increases are going to be.
All right, then we'll see what happens with water and sewer rates. So next up, parking tickets.
Parking tickets are going up too. Who knew?
So more parking tickets or the price of a parking ticket?
The price of a parking ticket, the fee itself will be going up. And it's part of what happened is that a citizen petitioner came before the select board from, I think, Precinct 7, Precinct 8. And, she said, look, I'd love to put this, I would want to put something into the bylaws that says that cars that jut out into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
People have 6 or 7 cars and they squeeze it in and they can't squeeze all of them in. They jut out into the sidewalk. So what happens is kids and parents and people have to walk into the street to get around those cars. She had heard of somebody who was actually in a walker who fell because of that. She said, let's move forward with this. Part of her proposition will be also to increase parking ticket fees for that. It's basically an obstruction. Well, what happened then was Roy Epstein said, maybe we should increase all the parking fees because we haven't increased them for a very long time, and we haven't. It was at $10 and it went to $15, I believe.
Yeah, I was unaware they'd gone to 15. The last time I had gotten one was $10.
Wow, you're a good citizen. It now appears that that's going to be approved. The police chief was there at the meeting when this was talked about, and he said that's fine, but we're not. But he said, what we're not going to do is switch over our book of tickets, which has all the fees in it. He says we can get that printed, and then I asked the police chief, Jamie McIsaacs. I said, so when will it start? He said, this new program of fees, and he says when we go through all the tickets, so there'll be a bit of a leeway.
Oh, that's interesting. So to avoid having to replace all the existing ticket books,
we'll just use them.
The new parking fees won't go into effect until we print new books.
That's right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Small town America.
So what are the parking fines going up to?
They're going from 15 to 25, and it's for it's like overnight parking, and things like that. There are special tickets that still are in effect, like if you park in a bus lane, and that's $100.
Okay.
So there are special tickets for handicap parking. But
do those ones go up?
No, they're not, because they would go down. They would go down to 25. Yeah.
Everything goes down to 25?
No. Everything goes up. But you have some that are above 25 right now. So you don't want to reduce to 25.
Right. But will those ones be going up?
No, just regular parking.
All right. Okay.
Everything's going up.
Everything is going up. It's inflation. The last I heard, it was still at 5% nationally.
Oh, it's not 9 like it was 6 months ago.
All right, Franklin. So you can see more of Franklin's reporting at belmontonian.com, and be sure to check in with us next time, and we will see you then.